Hi everyone, welcome back again to my channel. In today's video we are going to be learning how to put this together. We have part 1 where we learned how to draft and cut. So in today's video we are going to be sewing. If you're yet to see the part 1, please check the comment section or the description box. The link to part 1 of this video will be there. Thank you guys for all your support. So if you're yet to follow me on Instagram, please follow me at Dress to Fit by Lillian. Thank you all. Let's get started. So just like we cut out the pattern, I went ahead to cut out my fabric. So this is the center front, and then I have 2 lining plus 1 fabric, which will be the main fabric. That's my lace that I'm working with, okay, plus 2 lining. So this is it, and then I added 1/2 inch round to the waistline. So this is it for the side front. I did the same thing. I cut out 2 lining plus 1 fabric, which is my lace fabric, as you can see, okay. 2 lining, that is going to be 4 in total plus my lace. So I added 1 inch to the side. Remember, the side is your choice. You can add 1.5 inch, and then to the rest of the side I added 1/2 inch plus the waistline. So this is it for the back piece. So I have about 4 lining plus my main piece, okay, both sides of the back, and then plus the main piece. So this is it, as you can see as well. So I have about 4 pieces here. So this is, I'll set it aside, and then this is it for the center front down part. So to the length, as regards to the 20 inches we cut out, I added extra 2 inches for hemming, and then whatever I have left I'll leave it out. So I just added extra 2 inches, and then to the side 1 inch, and then this is it for the back. And then remember, we already have all the allowance on the back piece when we were drafting. And then the hemline, I added extra 2 inches. So to the waistline I added 1/2 inch. So this is it for the whole pattern. So we are going to set this aside, then bring in the main piece. So for the main piece, I'm going to take off my lining. So this is it for the whole lining. I'm going to be adding ST to it, so I will do that and then bring it back. So this is it. I already added my ST, as you can see. Make sure you add ST to the main lining that you are going to be adding to the main piece, okay, to make it firm. So I'm going to bring out the main piece. As you can see, I'm adding center front to the center front, and then I will set aside the rest of the lining. So remember, like I said, the lining you are going to cut 2, okay. So cut center front to side front 4, then back 4, you understand. So before the main piece, that is just the lining. So as you can see, this is the center front, this is the side front, and then this is the back, and then this is the other side of the back. So there are actually several ways you can do this. You can choose to top stitch it round, and then you can choose to use a gum. That is a maybe whatever gum you have available, but because of the color of my fabric I cannot use gum, so I would rather use hemming gum. So all you need to do is to place it, okay, and then just go ahead and then hem it, okay. Just be careful, make sure you place hanky or fabric on it so that you won't end up maybe ruining your this. And make sure you also sprinkle water on it so that it won't leave out white stain. So this is it. After doing that, I already hem it, as you can see, so I will set it aside. The next thing you are going to do is to bring in the pattern. Just set the lining aside and then bring in the pattern. So we are going to be cutting out the part we are going to be using for our bust padding. So I cut off from the under bust, and then at this point I'm also going to, the circle I have, I'm going to use it as guide, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to cut it from the top like so, and then I'm going to cut out my wording from this, okay. So I don't want it, remember, it doesn't have to get to the allowance you added, so just make sure it doesn't get to your allowance so that you won't have difficulty in sewing. So what I'm going to do now is to cut out this. So I'm going to cut out the center front. When you are done, place it on the center front like so. Make sure it doesn't get to the lining. So I'm going to set it aside, and then I will cut out the side front. So I'm cutting for both side front at a go. So this is actually unfold, and then I'm going to add 1/2 inch at this point, as you can see, and then I'm going to go ahead and then cut out. So I'm cutting 2 at a go for both side fronts. So hope this is clear. So this is it. I'm going to add this to the side front as well. So I'll go over to my ironing board and do that, and then I'll bring it back. So this is it after ironing, as you can see. So I already added my wording. So what I'm going to do now is to place it right side facing the right side. Then I will pin from top to bottom, from the bottom, sorry, from the down or from the waistline to the neckline. I will do the same thing to the other side. Then I'll go ahead and join by 1/2 inch. When you are done pinning, go ahead, join by 1/2 inch on both sides, and then bring in your back piece. So bring in your back piece. What you are going to do is to sew off your darts, as you can see. So sew off your darts, and then whatever you are doing on the main piece, remember we have the lining, you are repeating the same thing on the lining. Join the center front with the side front, and then sew off your darts. So this is it after sewing off my center front and side front, then my back darts. So the next thing we are going to do now is to bring in the down piece. So this is the down piece. So for the down piece, I already added my hemming gum. I use my hemming gum to hold the lining and the main piece together, as you can see, and then I hemmed it down by 1/2 inch. So I did the same thing with the back. So I'm going to fold into 2 to find the midpoint. So whatever the midpoint is, I will notch it with my scissors. Do the same thing to the down part. I'm also going to notch the midpoint, and then I will align it with the upper piece, and then I'm going to go ahead and pin down. After pinning down, I have a little excess on this side, so I'm just going to trim it off, as you can see. So go ahead and then join by 1/2 inch. So I will do that, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the back piece. So I'll bring in the back piece, and then I'll place the upper piece right side facing the right side, as you can see, and then I'm going to pin down. So we are doing the same thing to this part, just pin down and then join by 1/2 inch. So I will do just that, and then this is it. Okay, this is the front. I already joined by 1/2 inch, and then this is it for the back part. Okay, I already also joined by 1/2 inch. So we are going to bring in Tule net or V-net, whatever you know it as. So this we are going to be pleating. So one side, make sure you arrange your main piece very well. You are starting from your armhole area to your waistline. So one side is going to start from your armhole area, while the other one is going to start from your waistline. So just as you can see me do, just carefully pleat. Okay, so carefully pleat however big you want it to be. If you want it tiny, then pleat it to be very tiny. If you want it bold, then pleat it to be bold. So hope this is actually clear enough. I don't know if the color is actually blending with my main piece. So hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm doing clearly. So I'm going to pin it until I exhaust my material. So when it comes to the last part, what you are going to do is to fold it in, okay, the edge, fold it in and then pin down so that the rough edge will not be showing. So this is what I have, and then this, the same way I pleated to this side, I'm going to cross it to the other side. So I'm going to do that off camera and then just go ahead and then top stitch. So I'm pleating to the other side. That is like a scissors method. I don't know if you get that. So this is it, the same way I pleated to this side, I did the same thing to the other side and then I top stitch. So it's still the same method. After pleating to this, I pleat to this side and then I join at the side. So I'm going to bring in the back piece. So all you need to do for the back piece is to join it shoulder to shoulder and then pin down at the shoulder. And then when you're done pinning at the shoulder, you're going to come over to the waistline. Make sure you align the waistline, please. When you are done pinning, go ahead, join by 1/2 inch and then 1 inch at the side. So I'll go ahead and do that and then I'll bring it back. So this is it after joining. So I already joined at the side and then on the shoulder. So this is what I have. So I did the same thing with the lining and then I reduced the length of the lining by 3 inches. So the lining is not as long as the main piece. So the same way we join is how I joined the lining and then I hemmed it down, as you can see. So I placed it right side facing the right side. I'm going to go ahead and then pin it around. When you are done pinning, all you are going to do is to join by 1/2 inch round, both the neckline, the shoulder line, then turn it to the right side. Okay, when you are done joining around by 1/2 inch, turn it to the right side, then add your zipper. So this is it after doing that. I already joined, then I added my zipper, as you can see. So repeat the same thing and then make sure you iron it out very well. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to turn it to the other side. Okay, so this is the inside. Please make sure your lining is shorter than your main piece. So you can see my lining is actually shorter by 3 inches. So get your basic sleeve and then what we are going to do, you are going to come over to the cap height. So this is my basic sleeve and the length is to my air bone. Okay, it's just to my air bone. So all we are going to do is to fold it into 2 like so to get the midpoint. Fold it into 2, then open it up. So on exact that midpoint, we are going to go up by 5 inch. Okay, go up by 5 inch and then take your curve ruler. You are going to curve it into your armhole like this and then curve it into your sleeve like this as well. So we are going to blend in the edge. Okay, blend in the edges so that it will blend in very well. So when you're done, what you are going to do is to fold as well. So when you're done folding, take your paper scissors and then cut out. So we are just trying to make the center point very obvious. That was why we folded again. So when you're done, all you are going to do is to slit it into 2. Okay, slit it into 2 equal half. When you're done slitting, you are going to bring in your fabric. So this is actually doll face or satin, I don't know, whatever you know it as. It's doll face and I have just 1 yard. So it's just 1 yard, then I folded it into 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to place 1 to the edge and then place 1 to the other end, and then I'm going to also slit the cap height. So watch carefully. You can see that is the cap height I'm slitting. Okay, so I'm just going to slit the cap. I'm going to slit the cap height, and then I'm going to go ahead and then pin down. So the distance you are going to have here should not be more than 1.5 to 2 inches, okay? Because we already added enough height, so we just need a little space around the cap height. So it should not be more than 2 inches to 1.5 inch. So I'm going to pin down, and then I'll go ahead and cut out. So when you are done cutting, you are going to come over here, notch this point, and then do the same thing here, also notch as well. So all you are going to do now is to remove your pattern. After removing your pattern, you are going to cut that hard net. Okay, so we need to cut that hard net. This hard net is also 1 yard, so I folded it into 2. All I'm going to do is to use one of my sleeve. I'm going to pin down one of my sleeve, and then I'll cut out the same length, the same width, the same everything for the hard net. So I'm cutting 2 at a goal. So just as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and then cut out. So this is actually to give it that effect, because you know what we are using is actually doll face, and then it's very soft, so we need to have that stiffness around the sleeve. So this is what we have now. So the next thing we are going to do is to top stitch it round. So this is it after top stitching the hard net and the main piece. So what I'm going to do now, remember we also have our notch pads. So first of all, you are going to fold into 2, and then you are going to notch the midpoint. Okay, notch the midpoint. After notching the midpoint, what we are going to do is to key split. Okay, so just carefully key split it. So what you are going to do after key splitting is to go over to your machine, and then you are going to top stitch to hold it together, then fold like so, and then join by 1 inch. So this is it after doing that. So what we are going to do now is to fix it on our dress that we already made. So all you are going to do, the armhole side, we are going to place it right side facing the right side, and then pin down. Then come over to the center of your cap height. You are going to notch it. Okay, notch it, and then you are going to place it at the exact shoulder, and then pin down. So when you're done, whatever excesses you have around, you are going to pleat it within your cap height. So about 2 inches or 1.5 inch away from the center of your shoulder to the front and then to the back. So it should not get too far or go into your armhole, just as you can see on the screen. So try as much as possible to make the pleat remain within your cap height. Even if it's going to go away from your cap height, it should not be more than like 2 inches away from your shoulder, so that the fullness will remain around your cap height. So when you're done, go ahead, join round by 1/2 inch, and then I'll go ahead and do that and bring it back. This is it after doing that, and then I hemmed it down by 1/2 inch. I already hemmed it down. So what you are going to do, about 4 inches up from your air bone, you are going to pick it together as you can see me do. So make sure the space you have, that your arm can actually pass through it. Okay, so just pick it together, and then what you are going to do is to use your needle and threads to tag. Please make sure the space you have on the inside, that your arm can actually pass through freely. So this is it for this tutorial. So if you find my video helpful, please like and leave a comment, and if you have any suggestion on the next tutorial that you would love to see on my channel, please let me know in the comment section. See you guys in my next video. Bye.